The Natalia City Board of Trustees will call our regular meeting on February 19, 2024 to order at 5:30 p.m. We will start with pledges to the American and Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Ask Mr. Gentry to lead us in a word of prayer.
Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this time that we have to come to do the work here at the school. Lord, we just ask that you lead and guide and direct us in what you want us to do. We're also praying for the staff, the administration, teachers, and students. And Father, just forgive us before we fail. All this we ask in your precious Son's name. Amen.
We do have 5 members present and 2 on the way. We will start with the vision statement.
The Natalia vision. The Natalia ISC vision, challenging and empowering students for global success.
And our mission statement, the Zion Center School District, in partnership with the community, is committed to providing a safe and challenging environment that promotes productive and successful lifelong learners.
Our tagline is blue, building lives and utilizing education.
We'll move on to public comment. Ms. Roberts is going to sign up. We will skip public comment. We'll move on to item number 3, closed session 3A, pursuant to Texas Government Code Chapter 551.074, consider and discuss employment of athletic director. 3B, pursuant to Texas Government Code Chapter 551.071, possible attorney consultation regarding legal issues related to employment of new athletic director. Just a note, he is available by phone if need be. And 3C, pursuant to Texas Government Code Chapter 551.074, consider and discuss administrative contracts for 2024-2025 school year. We're going to go into closed session at 5:31 p.m. You just need pretty much. No, I'm just saying. They just need themselves.
I'm standing by.
We're going to come back in at 6:05 p.m. And before we move to 4A, I think it's pretty important that we talk a little bit, which he doesn't want, but about the gentleman that is the reason 4A is here. And I remember Coach Grace telling me he was bringing in somebody from Plainview 12 years ago. And I met the man, and he was a man of not very many words at the beginning. And slightly intimidating. And he was a Sooner, so I wasn't a big fan of that. But little did I realize that how important he would be for this district. And from the tough decisions to the great decisions, you know, he made a number of tough decisions. He made a number of great decisions, and it wasn't just on 4th down. It was having to do with discipline of kids, sitting starters on Friday nights for issues in the summer. It was, you know, standing up for his coaches when you have parents after him. It was advocating for his kids to make sure that they had what they needed. It was making sure the kids had the best of everything. And he always stood up for his program. And And just a side note, and I would be non-selfish if I didn't make this note, but, just me personally as a man, being there for me also. And I remember, him calling and asking if the coaches could come by the day before my mom passed. And he said just 2 or 3 wanted to go by. And I opened the front door and there was a line of coaches and athletes lined up down the sidewalk to come and tell my mom bye. And that's the kind of man this man is, and that's why I told this man when he was ready to move on to Floresville, his hometown, that I would do everything in my power to make sure he got that job. Because he gave us 12 years, he busted his tail for this place, and he's given it his all. And he's left this place in a lot better place than he found it. And for that, Coach, I appreciate you. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Not about me today, man. I appreciate those. I want to thank the board for all your support throughout the year.
Thank you. And with that said, because of his leadership and because of this program, which is all of these coaches that sit here today, is a lot of people leave Natalia. Not a lot of people come back to Natalia. And for somebody to want to come back to Natalia from a 5 or a 6A program speaks words. And that's why we're moving on to item 4A, discuss and take possible action regarding the hiring of a new athletic director. I'm going to make a motion we hire Jason Reynolds as the new athletic director for Natalia ISD. Second by Ms. Rodriguez. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Congratulations. We're going to make sure we get them signed up real quick so we get them. If you want to introduce yourself, most people know you, but a little bit about you and why you're coming back.
So my name is Jason Reynolds. I was here in 2018 to 2021. Again, Coach Martinez brought me in. My first offensive coordinator job was here. My son was a kindergartner here. He graduated as a kindergartner here. My goal for the athletic program for myself and for my family is to make sure that he graduates again from Natalia ISD as a senior this time. Again, I thank everybody that's here to show support. Thank you, Coach Martinez. I wouldn't stand here if it wasn't for you and it wasn't for those coaches that are standing behind you right now. Just thank you again. Thank you to the ward for the vote. I'm extremely excited. I'm extremely excited to get started. I'll be here tonight for the basketball game. I'm ready to hand out gold balls already, so let's get to work. Thank y'all.
You want to bring your family up and take a picture? Yeah, come on. Actually, you and your family right here, and then I'll sit up there. Josh. Thanks.
This one, and then I'll be last. Oh my God.
Got it?
Wait, what's this now? Yes, ma'am. One, two. Thank you.
Oh, one more for the newspaper. Thank you, Coach. Moving on to 4B, discuss and take possible action on approving administrative contracts for 24-25. I'll make a motion we approve the contracts as presented in closed session. Second by Ms. Rodriguez. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Move on to item 4C, discuss and take possible action regarding the 24-25 academic calendar.
We, as you know, we had a new happy calendar this year where most of our weeks were 4-day weeks for students. So I felt like it was important to send out a survey, just a real short survey to see how people felt about the 4-day week. Yeah, there you go. And the questions were, what effect did the 4-day week have on instruction and programs? Positive, negative, or neutral? And we had 67% as positive. If we have a 4-day week, which would you prefer? And actually they were in a different order, but this is the order here. If we have a 4-day school week, which do you prefer? And actually I was kind of sad about this because it was 8 o'clock to 4:15, which is what we have now. And we're starting a little earlier, 7:45 to 4, or starting even earlier, 7:30 to 3:45. I'm an early bird, so I was kind of hoping for the 7:30, but there was still a majority. It wasn't a huge majority, but did ask for the 8 o'clock to 4:15. And then this is the big telling question. Do you want Natalia ISD to implement a 4-day week again next year? 87% said yes. A small percentage said no, and a few were indifferent, but 87% said yes. Now there were some, there was an opportunity to make comments, and there was a few comments about daycare. I don't know what we can do about that, but we'll see what we can brainstorm, but that is the one issue, but it was still a very small small percentage of people who responded with that. If you'll look at the calendar now, this is what we're looking at for next year. And remember, we do have to get days in and minutes in. So in order for us to get our minutes in, we will have to start students on August 5th, but we have all Fridays off for students all year. So there won't be 5 days in August, there won't be 5 days at the end of the year. If you're a teacher in here and you're looking, we don't have a bunch of staff development days at the beginning of the year because then you'd be starting in July. And so what we did was get creative and do staff development on Thursday and Fridays and then each of the Fridays in August. But you won't have students on those days. And then the rest of the calendar looks pretty similar. We stuck to Labor Day off. The parent conferences are at similar weekends for the year. All students have 155 days, and all teachers have 168. There'll be a little bit of information later about when your calendar starts and when it doesn't. We do go to get all our days in until June 5th. That gives a work day on June 6th, and we're still having a discussion. We'll spend some time at some point with when graduation should be, on Friday night or Saturday night. If it's on Friday night, we do have almost a year and a half until next graduation, so there is time to plan. But if that's not a good night, then we can. I know it's traditionally been here on Saturday night, so whatever. On that. The 2 weeks at Christmas, Martin Luther King off a week at March. The day that's great, April 21st, which is the day after Easter, and Memorial Day, May 26th, those are actually days off unless we have to make up for bad weather. So those could be bad weather days, but they are actually off unless we have to do that. We do have 2 days extra minutes, so we have to go more than 2 days before we have to make them up. So, any questions about that?
Mr. Garza, any questions on the calendar?
No, sir.
Mr. Bessa?
No, sir.
Ms. Rodriguez? Mr. Gentry? Ms. Alderette? I'll open the floor for a motion to accept the 24-25 academic calendar as presented by administration. Got a motion by Ms. Rodriguez. Do we have a second? Second by Ms. Alderette. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor state aye. All opposed? Motion passes 6-0. We'll move on to consent agenda 5A through 5K. Now would be the time to pull anything out if there is something you would like discussed individually. If not, I'll open the floor to approve the consent agenda. I will make a note that in here is the approval of $25,000 or over for the elementary gym floor installation. since I do know that is a hot topic in the community, that as you saw on Facebook, we are moving forward with some renovations in there as well. So I'll open the floor for a motion on the consent agenda. Motion by Mr. Rodriguez, do we have a second? Second by Mr. Gentry. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Superintendent report.
All right, my first report is on enrollment. I went to the enrollment report, and we currently have 1,254 students with 116 transfers. Got a little bit of downward movement. It kind of goes up and down. We have lost 6 transfers, so that's 6 of them. But I anticipate it to go back up. We have a staffing update. If you'll look at our new hires, our junior high principal is listed there. I'm sorry, Mr. Martinez, but both y'all are Martinez, I can't help it. Mr. Manny Martinez is our assistant principal at the junior high. Resignations, we have a bus aide that resigned, and then we have a teacher that did resign as well. Retiring this year, June 2024, will be Galen Brown from the junior high. And then we've spent the whole year without having a speech language pathology assistant, so we've done just some contracted services there, and we need a bus aide right now. So that's that. And what else do we have? Oh, and then you have your list of events. A bunch. This is the busy time of year. I think we have like 5 sports going on: softball, baseball, golf, powerlifting, and track.
Just in case nobody knows, there's a softball game going on right now, and the playoff game starts at 7 in the high school gym. So if you weren't aware, you want to take your kids to go watch the playoff game, it's at 7 o'clock here at our high school. We will move on to...
You want to check and see if we've got...
What we'll do is we'll wait another 12 minutes so we don't get in trouble.
Yes, that's what
We'll make sure everybody has a chance to get here at 6:30. We're going to take a recession. We'll return at 6:30 to start works.
And then we'll be done.
6:19.
Now we're doing the recognitions at 6:30. On the agenda.
Conducting early morning orgasm practices and even sacrificing lunch time for extra practice. I'm immensely proud of the students and teachers for outstanding efforts. Their hard work resulted in a record number of medical programs.
Okay.
Completing our district's impressive over 350 students and securing us a community business of quality. We surpassed our leaders and provided customers. We placed third and I want to extend my gratitude to the coaches for not only passionate teachers, but also the mentors. They invested their time and expertise creating valuable study tools to support our students' success. Those coaches are Richard Bassett, Ms. Amy Walker, Ms. Elizabeth Knowles, Ms. Suzanne Martinez, and Mr. Jessica. Also, thank you to Ms. Alaba for all the support, and I'm extremely proud of all of you, and I'm honored to be associated with you.
exciting to see a lot of success with our elementary UIL. Ms. Gomez's mom was on my UIL sponsor. And I told her that her mom, remember, even though y'all were young, you remember the UIL sponsor, and you're going to remember a lot about that. And it's just another avenue that is exciting for these kids. Yes, of course, we're important. Everything else is happening to UIL. It's a lot of fun to beat us, a lot of fun to win also. And congratulations to you as well. If we beat Lyle, we'll do a good job too.
All right, well, good evening. We appreciate the opportunity to highlight the achievements of our students in this year's UIL competition. Adapting to this year's challenges with scheduling extracurricular activities, our students and coaches showed remarkable flexibility, conducting early morning or late afternoon practices, and even sacrificing lunch times for extra practice sessions. I'm immensely proud of our students and coaches for their outstanding efforts. Their hard work resulted in a record number of medals and ribbons, contributing to our district's impressive total of 358 points and securing us a commendable third place overall ranking. We surpassed competitors such as Lytle, Crystal City, and St. Allen Dilly, demonstrating our strength and dedication. Next year we'll bring home first. This year our students brought home a total of 9 first place medals, 5 second place medals, 3 third place medals, 7 fourth place medals, as well as 3 best alternate awards. In addition to this, 9 of our teams placed first, 10 of our teams placed second, 3 placed third, and 3 placed fourth. I want to extend my gratitude to our coaches who are not only passionate educators, but also devoted mentors. They invested their time and expertise creating valuable study tools to support our students' success. Those coaches are Rachel Jasic, Miss Amy Walker, Mrs. Elizabeth Canales, Miss Susanna Martinez, and Mr. Jess Spice. Also, thank you to Miss Ayala for all her support, and I'm extremely proud of all of you, and I'm honored to be associated with y'all's success. Good job. Everybody look at him.
Yeah, he's risky as well. Put your hand on. 1 second more.
It's exciting to see a lot of success with our elementary UILs. Ms. Gomez's mom was one of my UIL sponsors for picture memory, and I still remember a number of pictures because of her mom. And one day, even though y'all are young, you're going to remember who your UIL sponsors were, and you're going to remember a lot about that. And it's just another avenue that is exciting for these kids. You know, yes, sports are important and everything else, but academic UIL, it's a lot of fun to compete. It's a lot of fun to win also. And congratulations to each of y'all. And if we beat Lyle, they'll do a good job too.
I am watching it.
And we're going to move on to thank you parents for bringing your kids up to
And
be
Mom, I got
recognized.
first place.
We're going to move on to Student of the Month. And we'll start, I'm assuming, with ECC. Oh, I'm sorry. All was on the agenda was UI elementary. I apologize. Junior high UIL. Sorry.
Yeah, that is going to be important.
Junior high UIL. But you can knock out both junior highs, UIL and one actually. You're right.
President, members of the board, and Dr. Calavo, and guests here this evening. If I could have all junior high UIL participants, please join me up here in front of the stage at this time. All junior high UIL participants, please come up to the stage at this time. Okay. We are missing some here this evening, but we are appreciative of those students that were able to join us here this evening. Alongside with our academic accomplishments that we were able to have with our UIL, we are also going to be recognizing our UIL One Act Play. So our UIL One Act Play was able to put on a performance here this year. I want to really commend all of our UIL participants that participated in the academics as well as the UIL One Act Play. We had several students that were able to medal and ribbon in the UIL academic competition, and we did have our UIL One Act Play that were able to have a performance for the very first time. A lot of them were performing in front of an audience for the very first time, and they did extremely well. And in that, they were having as a third place showing in the UIL One Act Play competition. And from our understanding, with the exception of one judge, almost pulled out second place in their UIL One Act Play competition. So here this evening, again, I'd like to recognize all of our UIL participants, including our UIL One Act Play, for their efforts here this year. Congratulations.
Get a little bit closer, guys.
So we could get them a little closer.
Sometimes we need a little help, that's okay.
Same thing, you might, One Act Late, I went away here for a while, and it's exciting to see us started even at the junior high level. It's really exciting. We used to have some pretty good competitors back in the day here, and it's exciting to see these girls and boys starting young, so it's exciting.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to Student of the Month.
Good evening, Dr. Calavo, esteemed board. It is a privilege for me to announce Scarlett Norris as the recipient of the Student of the Month Award for the ECC campus. Scarlett is an exceptional student. She thoroughly enjoys learning, and this doesn't stop in the classroom. Even after a long day of learning, Scarlett has been known to go home and play school. She wants to be a teacher when she grows up. She is very kind to her peers and enjoys helping them with their work. She encourages them to always do their best. Scarlett practices gratitude and empathy and is an excellent role model for her fellow classmates. She perseveres through challenging work and has a can-do attitude when she comes across difficult tasks. I present to you Scarlett Norris.
Look at her nose. Oh, perfect. Congratulations.
Elementary Student of the Month, Natalia.
Good evening, school board members, Superintendent Calavo, and yes, it's my pleasure to introduce and recognize our Natalia Elementary School Student of the Month, Isaac Ramirez. He's on his way up. Our student was chosen based on the strong character trait of honesty. Some words about Isaac from his previous and current educators are, Isaac is super sweet and a thoughtful young man. He is attentive to the needs of others and helpful. I've got nothing but good things to say. Hi, he's a very nice student and very respectable and smart. Isaac is always kind and enjoyable to be around. He also works hard and puts forth his best effort. Isaac has a big heart and the best hugs. He is helpful and kind and he models good behavior. I'm so proud of him. Congratulations, Isaac. We honor you.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
sorry. I'm gonna do this one for the website. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
And we are student of the month with Martinez.
Good evening once again, board. I'd like to call to the front Mr. Jacob Kahn. At the junior high, I have established criteria for our student of the month, and first and foremost, with our academics, Jacob is an A honor roll student here with us at the junior high. Also, he has had perfect attendance here as we have returned back after the Christmas break, and also discipline is a high area that we work on, and Mr. Jacob has no discipline incidents and actually is a model for student expectations on campus and our high character. I couldn't tell you how proud I am of Jacob. He is, again, exemplary in all of these areas and very well deserving of our junior high principal student of the month for this month.
Cutter.
You shorter teachers like taller students.
And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The elementary student of the month's mother was in my grade. She was a great student. This young man's mother was in my grade. She was a pretty good student. No, I'm kidding. She was a great student also. They both did a great job raising our kids. It's awesome to see. And last but not least, Mr. Torres at the high school.
Dr. Calavo and school board, I'd like to call to the front Denton Nelson, extraordinaire. This young man here is a junior at the high school, and he's participating in ag. I don't know if you've seen the Facebook post, but he's been having some success in the ag. He's also part of our football team, cross country. He's on the baseball team. He's on the track team. And last semester, he completed 9 hours of dual credit. And not only that, Denton, not only are you Student of the Month, I'd also like to give you the nomination for National Honor Society at the high school.
Now, you shorter teachers and shorter students. Hold on. More time. Guys, this is just kind of hard to arrange. Big smile. Big smile. Big smile.
Wait, thank you. This way. Chop their higher? Yes. And Mama, what you doing?
And congratulations to Mr. Nelson. We will move on to Fire Department Art Contest winners.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. All right, we had a successful fire prevention year this year by us teaching the kids fire safety. We had quite a few participants again in our poster contest. So this year we're going to recognize all the winners and give them a ribbon. Now we will be presenting their ribbons and keeping their posters because in March we will take them to our Winter Garden competition again for another chance to place them again in another contest. So tonight I brought Sparky to help give the kids their ribbons. So we will start off with our kindergarten division, and we only have one participant in our kindergarten division. So that is a first place for Keelan Brown.
Okay, stand up there. Go stand by Miss Tiffany.
Yeah, have them stand up there. After each one gets a ribbon, they will go stand up in front. And then we had our primary division. Our first place went to Charlie Brown.
Hold on, let Sparky give it to you, okay?
1, 2,
There. Okay, and our second place for the primary division goes to Delane Brown.
Charlie. Charlie. Lainey. Hey, baby, hold on.
we got so many people there. Just...
Get closer, Star. Star.
Charlie, right here, babe. Charlie.
Our third place for the primary division goes to Liesel Ripley.
Sit right next to her and you'll take your picture.
And then we had our intermediate division, which is our first place went to Amalia Savalas.
Sit right there. Sit right there.
And then our second place for the intermediate division went to Celeste Orontes. Okay, they are not here tonight. They will get their ribbon. And in the third place for the intermediate division went to Valentina Artiga. I'm sorry if I didn't say it right.
Sit right here, sit right here, sit right here. Sit right here. So you're gonna take a picture next.
You sit here and maybe go any second.
Oh, sorry.
And then we had one participant. There was a total of 8 posters, 8 kids that took the chance of doing the contest. So we had one participant that did not place, and it was Ezekiel Rodriguez. So we're going to give him a participant ribbon. And he's not here tonight. All right, again, we'd like to say thank you for having us up here.
Thank you.
Back up here for one more picture with Sparky.
Awesome. Can we have all the winners come back to the front?
Awesome.
I got first, I got second. And
Y'all get a chance again.
I did mine.
Yeah, it was awesome. Okay, y'all go stand up there, okay?
That one.
Yes, awesome.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now we can
Mommy, clap.
Can you send that to me? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, and here are these. Okay. And then awesome. Okay.
Good job,
And we're going to adjourn at 6:50 in time to get to the playoff game.